All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our show here in Naturopaths in Manila. To all our viewers here in the Philippines, good morning and mabuhay. And to all our viewers who's watching us from different parts of the world, good day to everyone and thank you. I am one of your hosts here in Naturopaths in Manila. My name is Judith Alma. Now, let me turn you over to my co host Pink to greet everyone and to introduce our very special guest for this morning. Go ahead, Pink. Naka-unmute ka. Naka-mute ka pala, naka-unmute, sorry.
Ayan, okay.
Aga-aga.
Okay. Mabuhay Philippines and mabuhay world. Again, we are the Naturopaths in Manila. Yan. We're so glad to be with our speaker today, this week, because she's very special to us. She's one of our mentors in our school. And yeah, she's known as Dok Gulay. She's a known alternative medicine practitioner. She had been featured in different radio and TV programs. And yes, again, she's one of the mentors, our mentors in Philippine Institute of Naturopathic Sciences. And she's the medical director and critical care specialist in the farm at San Benitos. And she promotes immune intelligence in response to COVID-19 phenomenon. Yeah. And also Dr. Susan M. Balingit. She has been working with various community health-oriented development programs and projects for almost 3 to 4 decades now. She practiced medicine in many far-flung marginalized communities and focused her efforts in rediscovering indigenous knowledge and practices, or IKP, that can be harnessed to promote health and wellness and prevent diseases. The body of knowledge learned and the wealth of experience she has gained has provided people and communities with a more sustainable and accessible means to have fuller control of their health. So Dr. Susan firmly believes in healing through food and the importance of maintaining the diversity of regional food and agricultural tradition. The wisdom of local and indigenous communities can be maintained to protect the ecosystem that surrounds us and offer sustainable prospects for the future. Everyone, please help me welcome none other than Dr. Susan Balingin.
Yes.
Yes!
Okay, magulay na araw sa lahat.
Yay!
Intro mo, paano yun na lang.
Morning
Pwede
po.
yun na lang. Oo.
Good morning,
Morning,
po.
yes. Magulay na araw, na umaga sa lahat. Oo.
Yes. So
Sarap ng
thank you
gulay.
for your time and your energy and generosity to be with us this morning. I'm sure we have a lot of viewers tuning in with us this morning to learn from you and to hear some practical application that we can do as of this time to strengthen their immune system. So let me not delay this information. I will start off now with the first question that I received a lot of messages about our interview with you last Sunday with the gist of this program. They wanted to know, Doc, and please expound this. What do you mean when you say indigenous nutrition, Doc?
Oo. Sige, when we talk about what to eat, and whenever I tell people they eat their vegetables, others would be coming back saying, Doc, since I started your diet, to go on your diet, your vegetable diet, I started having a higher budget because broccoli would cost me, organic ones would cost me 400, 300 at the least. Or cauliflower would cost about that much. Sabi ko, you're eating the wrong vegetables. That's why. Had you been eating what's local and what's endemic here, like if you bought yourself, halimbawa, example, for sprout, you start off with labong. Labong cannot be more expensive than 70 pesos a kilo. So on a regular market, you get that from 40 to 60 pesos a kilo. Or you do ubod ng nyog, ano? That would be called, kung ginawang salad sa US yan, that would be called millionaire salad. Kasi, ang layo ng tinravel eh.
Oh,
Diba?
yeah,
And
that's
get a
right.
fresh heart palm, that would be only for those pricey hotels. No? Hindi siya na-afford na ilagay sa groceries. What you get on groceries would be just bottled or canned one. What we were so blessed to have that on the market on a daily basis, hindi ba? Kasi we would be planting and harvesting very young coconut trees. Hindi naman pinapatay. Or we would have those na tapos na mamunga and then we or spontaneously after the rain or the storm, babagsak, then we can get the ubod. Tapos yung ubod cannot be more than, pag sa palengke, cannot be more than 70 pesos a kilo. And if you make a salad out of that, 1 kilo na ubod sa isang salad, is more than enough to feed the whole
Correct.
house.
Yes.
Diba? So, it cannot really be expensive. So, anong pinag-uusapan natin dito? That one has to know ano yung tumutubo sa where we are. Yun nga yung lagi natin sinasabi. Kaya, that's why I would always have stories to tell. Halimbawa, I still do teach at the UERM graduate school. So, one session, merong gustong mag-cross-enroll sa amin. Sabi niya, Dok, can I join your class? Because I'm doing public health and I'm a nutritionist. Sabi niya gano'n. And I do nutrition counseling for communities. Sabi ko sa kanya, where's the furthest you've been to? Dok, sa Tarlac. Sabi ko, we're in Santa Mesa. That's 2 hours away. Dok, umakyat kami ng bundok. Ano? So, sabi ko, nakita mo? Makikita, ma'am. So, can you tell us your story? Kasi madalas, yung mga estudyante kong doktor, iniisip nila, if I were to tell stories na tungkol sa mga karanasan ko, baka gawa-gawa ko lang to fit my class, to suit my class needs. Ano? So, sabi niya gan, when they saw us, yung mga ita, when they saw us, maliliit lang sila, they're barely 5 feet, kinuha na nila yung gamit namin. Tapos tumakbo na sila ng bundok. Sabi ko, tumakbo ba kayo sa bundok? Hindi, ma'am, gumapang. So, gaano katagal nyo ginapang? Yung tinakbo nila ng 30 minutes. Sabi niya, ma'am, kami 2 oras. Bakit ang tagal? Kasi ma'am, humihinto kami eh. And we stop for at least 4 to 5 times. Tapos kakain, iinom, kakain, iinom. O, bakit kayo na doon? Then I asked, why were you there? Ay, sabi niya gano'n, ma'am, kasi tuturuan namin sila ng tamang pagkain para sila lumakas. Tapos nagtawanan yung klase. Alam mo, hindi niya alam bakit sila nagtatawanan. Tapos hindi ma-imagine, bakit magtuturo kami para sila lumakas eh? Bakit kayo natatawa? Precisely. Sabi niya gano'n, kasi, can you imagine, sabi niya gano'n, can you imagine? Sabi niya, liliit nila. Sabi niya gano'n. Di under height sila, underweight. Pero they can perform what they had to do. Diba? So ako rin, may karanasan ako, makita ko ng bundok, 1 mountain below Pulag to do butika ng barangay inspection. Pagdating namin sa taas, nawala yung lalakaran namin. Nag-landslide kasi malakas ang ulan. Sabi nung midwife na kasama ko, and he's short and small, Dok, alam kong gagawin ko. So, kinutkot niya yung gilid ng bundok. Nakagawa siya ng maliit na daan, this spot. Kasyang-kasya yung paa niya. Tapos every time she steps on it, kasi maliit siya, nakakaya siya. Nung ako yung umapak, bumabagsak. Sabi ko, God, galit ka ba sa akin? You want me dead? Gawa naman ako, hindi man lang ako papaparangal, should I drop dead there? Kasi nobody finds me there. Tapos, sabi ko sa Lord, kung gusto mo, sasabihin ko sa mga tawag namin pakialaman yung height ng mga tao rito. So, if something like this happened, they can easily navigate. Kayang-kaya nila. But if they were my height and my size, then it would be very challenging for me to really
Mm.
cross. But you will have to help me with crossing this. So
Correct.
tinulungan naman niya ako. So I'm here now saying, "Huwag natin silang pakialaman. There must be a reason kung bakit yung mga tao natin maliit sa mga ibang lugar o kaya ay maninipis sa ibang mga lugar." Ano? Tapos yun yung sinasabi natin, when you, even the vegetables you eat, ay hindi pareho ng vegetables na nanggagaling sa malamig na lugar. Like I've said before, ang mga gulay na nanggagaling at tumutubo sa mainit na lugar, ang trabaho niya pampalamig. Diba? Dapat kasi ganun siya. Itutulungan niya tayo mag-adjust o mag-adapt sa where we are. Whereas, vegetable that would have come from cold places, ang trabaho niya pampainit. So, notice that water is H2O. You boil water, you freeze water, the content is the same, H2O. But boiling water doesn't look like frozen water. Frozen water will be harder and smaller, samantalang yung boiling water will be bigger and softer. Notice that vegetable that would have come from cold places are bigger and softer, lighter in color. Whereas those coming from here, darker yung kulay, smaller in size, harder yung texture.
Correct.
Kasi ang trabaho niya pampalamig. That's why we're even asked, halimbawa, pag galing kami sa trabaho, ano, nung nasa probinsya pa, pag every time I go visit my lola, sasabihin niya, oh, ka munang kumain. Pahinga ka muna. Galing ka sa laro. Galing ka sa initan. Because the vegetable that she would serve me will be brimming with a lot of cooling energy. So parang baso. Kung mainit yung baso mo, tapos nilagyan mo ng ice, sasabog yun. But hindi naman ako sasabog kasi hindi naman ako glass. Ano? But I'll get something we call pasma. So, in cold places, we would not have that phenomenon. So sa Amerika, walang ganon. Bakit?
Yeah.
Kasi when they work, even if the body gets heated up, no, the ambient temperature slowly cools it down. So hindi siya nag-overheat, hindi kagaya dito nag-overheat tayo. So yun yung magandang maintindihan natin dito. Parang gusto ko rin sabihin na, bakit kailangang gulay yung kainin? Kasi tingnan nyo, nakakita na ba tayo ng magsasaka na nag-heat stroke habang nagsasaka? Samantalang we would have seen a lot of executives transfer lang from a air-conditioned car to an air-conditioned building, nag-heat stroke.
Correct.
Diba? Mahalagang may explain natin yung mga, ano yung meron sa mga kinakain natin that made us really very strong and very resilient in this time, lalo ng pandemic. Hindi man nakakabigay ang gobyerno ng ayuda sa maraming lugar dito sa atin, our people started using again what we used to do before. No? Sa maraming lugar, they go back to the resources they were traditionally using. So yun yung sinasabi natin, indigenous nutrition, is you use what you traditionally have where you are. Kasi mahalagang maintindihan natin na God would have placed what we needed where we are. Hindi niya ilalagay yan sa malayo, baka hindi natin makita. And a lot of examples would come from when you go, like kami, ako as a doctor, I would always join medical mission. One time, a classmate asked me to join a medical mission sa isang Manobo area sa Mindanao. And yung narrative niya ganito, so, join us. Kasi kawawa naman yung mga Manobo, they only eat once a day. And this is a Christian group. So I asked, are we bringing God closer to those people that only eats once a day or that God feeds once a day? Sabi niya, yes, kasi kawawa naman sila. Sabi ko, but if I were those people, I will not believe in your God. Sabi niya, why? Because your God feeds you 3 times a day and give you snacks even. Samantala ako feeds me once a day. So hindi siguro niya ako love. So sabi ng classmate ko, and that's why we're bringing you there to teach them what to eat. But shouldn't your God be teaching me that long time ago? Diba dapat noon pa niya ako tinuruan?
Correct.
So, sabi nung so ayaw mo sumama. Sabi ko, so bakit ka sasama? Kasi gusto ko ipakita sa iyo yung mukha ng pagmamahal ng Panginoon sa kanila. I want to show you how God loves them. So I joined them with We flew to Cagayan de Oro. We traveled for 3 hours to San Fernando, Bukidnon. Another hour to get to the school where the Manobo children would go. So every morning, the Manobo children would walk to school. Every hour, afternoon, they would walk back home. So sabi ko
Oh,
dun sa classmates ko, are we walking to there? I know, it's a difficult hike. Hindi na kaya yun ng regular na jeep. So we're taking a dump truck. That dump truck parked there will bring us to where the Manobo childrens are. Mahirap yun akyatin, hindi kaya ng jeep. Pero
correct.
kaya ng Manobo children, she claimed God feeds once a day. Diba?
And very
So
strong.
whatever that is, I should know. Baka pag kumain ako niyan,
Maging
maging
superwoman ka
superwoman
na.
ako.
Yes.
Diba?
Correct.
Gusto
Ano ba
natin
yung sekreto?
maintindihan ito. O ano yung sikretong meron tayo so that every time we see children walk 5 to 7 kilometers to get to school or even swim to school, yung narratives natin, baguhin na natin. Don't call them kawawa. Call them strong, focused,
Mhm.
determined, healthy children. Kasi kung
Correct.
gano'n natin tawagin, then we would have long ago realized that whatever made them that would not have come from where they're going, would have come from where they came from. Diba?
Correct.
So, a
Yes.
lot of discovering has to be done para malaman natin ano tong mga resources na to na pinapabayaan natin, baka mamaya mawala, we don't even know they exist. Di
Yes.
ba? How do we conserve and protect something we don't even know? Pero kung alam natin this can be used to make very strong children,
Mm.
balikan natin. Let's
Yes.
begin to
Important.
study and look into protecting and conserving what makes Filipino children really strong. Parang parang ganon, kaya ganyan ako ka-passionate kasi parang ngayon sa panahon ng pandemic, a lot of our people were just using what they have where they are, 'di ba? And
Mhm.
we haven't heard of Filipinos dying of hunger yet.
Yes.
Kasi alam nila balikan eh. In fact, yung mga Doc Susan sa Palawan were doing resilient crops, no?
Mhm.
So, ngayon, na nag-pandemic, nag-lockdown, sanay naman sila yun talaga yung kinakain nila. So,
Mm.
happy sila kasi everybody's trying to get a share from them,
Mm.
asking them if they can buy some of what they have. 'Di ba?
Correct.
Parang bidang-bida yung mga nagtanim.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
when people are slowly looking into, magtatanim na tayo, di ba nakakatawa yan? Dati natin sabihin natin, ayoko nga maging
Yes.
magsasaka, nakatali na lang yung buhay ko sa lupa. But now, pinagtsatsagaan natin, maliit na lata, maliit na plastic, maliit lahat ng klaseng pwedeng lagyan ng buto. Diba?
Correct.
Pinagin natin. Diba? We will have tracts and tracts of land we don't use.
Yes. Yes.
So, actually, the advocacy is about simply that.
Very,
Oo.
very well explained, Doc, about this indigenous nutrition and how you really made us realize yung tawag dito, yung change of perspective or change of the way you look at people in that indigenous places, like in the Manobo children nga, the
Correct.
classic example that you really experience. But I'd like to take one of the information that you said, Doc, about our local, whatever locally grow in our place, precisely here in the Philippines. But how about, Doc? Are you going to say also there are foreigners living here in the country? Isn't it that our body has the ability to adapt? There's a sense of adaptability when you move to another place because you explained a while ago, Doc, di ba, na whatever is locally grow in your place, that's really intended for you. Yan yung dapat mo. That's what you really consume because that's what you needed at that point in time. So we Filipino, we have to become more aware of what we have here in our environment. And yun talaga yung kakainin natin, tatangkilikin nga natin. But how about people who migrate here or people who stay here that they are not really a citizen here, but do they have ability to adapt what we have here because the body is also adapting and adjusting, and same it goes with us as a Filipino when we move to another place. So is that what you're trying to tell us right now, Doc?
Yes, mismo. That's why when we say we resonate with the frequency of the place where we are, that's about that. Kasi yung energy that would have come from the food you eat, that is very much attuned to where you are, allows you to resonate well with the frequency of where you are. Yung problem natin kasi, for the longest time, yung mga gulay natin, hindi siyang tinuturo sa school. You know? And in fact, when US came up with their healthy plate, dito kopyang-kopya.
That's true.
Their healthy plate became a Filipino healthy plate promotion also. At yun yung nakakalungkot. Kasi we were never introduced to what we have. At mahalagang maintindihan natin yan. Kasi kahit even whenever we teach English to children in our communities, we actually create an English word for them so that those without an English name does not exist at all. So, yun yung tragic. Kaya meron pa rin tayong pag-aaral. Bakit ganyan yung food culture natin? The food culture has changed because we change even the language we talk to our children. Diba? So, paano mo sasabihin sa kanya yung saluyot walang English name? So, everything that naturally exists where we are, nawawala because they don't have an English name. Diba? At
Yeah.
ang yun, alam mo ako, hindi ko alam why, for the longest time, magla-lecture ako ng medical, doktor na doktor, hindi layman's. Tapos na-realize ko, hindi ako conversant sa English. And it was not until na-realize ko na, kaya pala hindi ako maka-English was because ayokong pasakop dun sa kultura nila. I want to be Pinoy. So, I want to keep my narrative.
Correct.
So, it was not until then na, sige, okay na. Even if I speak English, okay na.
Okay
Pero
na.
up until nung hindi ko na-realize kung bakit. Kasi yung husband ko is a writer and he really writes well in English and he would even edit my verbal output. Son, that's wrong. Tapos parang, ano ba? Taga-UP ka naman, bakit ganyan ka? Diba? Pero it was not up until na-realize ko, ayokong pa-conquer sa kultura ng iba na nakapag-English ako. No? At yun siguro yung kung bakit talagang parang every time I lecture, I would rather lecture in Tagalog kasi parang yung passion ko naturally comes out because a lot of the wisdom, even yung landinong langwaheng Pinoy, nawawala every time.
Gusto ko yan, Landero.
Diba?
Talaga lumabas na naman si Pink.
Diba? Parang nawawala dun sa pag-translate natin. Kasi walang ganon eh. Mas passionate yung lengguwahe natin. Ano? Mas kaiba siya. Ano? Parang ganon din doon sa mga gulay natin. No? Mas intense kasi yung mga gulay natin kaysa sa gulay nila. So that we would be criticized doon sa, halimbawa, yung mga communities naman nyo kasi, ano, when they cook, iboboil lang tapos tama na. No? So sabi rin nung friend ko na taga-Sagada, si Dr. Penny Dumogo, dati siyang provincial health officer ng Mountain Province. Sabi niya, alam mo, Sue, pag kami kumakain, simple lang. Lalagyan namin yan ng tubig, pakukuluan namin, lagyan namin yan sinwertan. Kaya pala ganon, kasi yung gulay nila, namin, yung natural na lasa ng mga gulay that are freshly picked. Ayaw nilang itago sa tamis, ayaw nilang itago sa anghang, ayaw nilang itago sa kung ano-anong iba pang lasa, maliban dun sa lasa ng masarap na gulay nila. So parang ganon. So alam nila, kung meron tong beans, halimbawa beans, ano? Yung beans that they cook would be freshly picked beans, hindi man na-dry pa. So, ibang lasa kung dried na siya at ibang lasa kung napatuyo mo na siya. So, a lot of what they have would be freshly picked. And because of that, ayaw nila na tikman kung nakatago sa tamis, nakatago sa kung ano-anong dinagdag mong lasa. So a lot of our people will be cooking so simply, cooking with just salt and water, and that's about it, O kaya sibuyas. At titingnan nyo kahit yun lang mga tanim natin. Halimbawa, bawang sibuyas. Yung bawang sibuyas na meron tayo, mas intense ang lasa compared to the bigger variety ng garlic and onions coming from elsewhere. Di ba? Yung
Correct.
mga imported natin, hindi gano'n. Ang dami mo nang ginamit, hindi mo pa mapalabas yung lasa. Whereas kung ito ay galing dito sa atin, grabe, parang tayo yon ang intense.
Correct. Yes. Intense. Yan yata ang ating nature as a Filipino, Doc. We are very intense in everything we do in our life.
Mismo. Di ba?
So much passion in everything. Motherhood, work,
Yeah.
andun lagi yung heart and soul natin intense, di ba? That's the very nature of our culture as a Filipino. Yes, P, do you have another question for Dr. Balingit?
Yeah, kaya realizations, well, Dr. Balingit, is making kwento, no? Kaya pala yung mga tayo dito sa Philippines, medyo mas maliit, medyo mas balingkinitan kasi merong mountainous places dito sa Pilipinas kasi merong kailangan mas magaang ka para makaakyat ka ng bundok. So ako pala, kaya pala ganito yung kahit ko. Ganun ba yun, Dok? Dapat nasa bundok ako. Am I supposed to be in the boondocks? So,
Hindi naman. Pero kasi, ina-adapt tayo kung saan
the
tayo.
logic.
Di ba? Di ba kung
Yes,
halimbawa,
po.
mas madali tayo mag-cope sa init. Di ba?
Okay, yes. So
Ang
our
galing
body,
Ang laki ng katawan natin.
the body is really very intelligent as you were saying nga kanina, di ba, Doc? Ganun talaga talino yung katawan. How we are being created as a children of God. We can really adapt wherever we are and nag-a-adjust talaga yung natin, no? Ganun tayo ka-powerful. But nonetheless, Doc, yeah, like what being said, no, na parang yung mga talagang indigenous people natin, they are built-in ng katawan nila ganon. And there's a reason behind it. And if we think that they are the weakest, they are more stronger. They can climb the mountain, back and forth. Tapos tayo mga nakatulog sa city.
True.
We're the one parang laging hagdanganan nga lang, Dok, hinihingal na po tayo, di ba? Sila po, inaakyat nila, di ba? So,
may buhat pa sila.
Yun yung magandang, the one that you just said with that story. Let's change the way we see and look at things na parang laging tinitingnan natin people from the provinces or living in the mountains. They are kawawa, but the truth is, hindi sila kawawa. They are really enjoying the healing power of nature. They are the one exposed.
Correct.
The sun, the air, the fresh air na yun talaga yung binigay sa atin, 'di ba? The Creator gave us what we really need to thrive in this lifetime.
Yeah.
So, but tawag dito, nevertheless, Doc, I'd like to also go back to our topic now, to our discussion. I'm sure a lot of viewers also wanted to know, why is it so important that nutrition is really important for our overall health system, especially nowadays, Doc, di ba? Itong nangyayari sa atin. Like I was mentioning at the back door with you, a lot of medical doctors continue to say, one of the best things that we need to do now is to strengthen our immune system. So, can you explain
Elaborate
this? Oo. Parang, paano ba natin may strengthen tong immune system natin, especially these days, Doc, na provide through nutrition, proper nutrition, Doc. So can you
sige, una, lagi kasi yung concept natin lalaban. So, una, sana magandang maintindihan natin paano natin hindi i-attract yung sakit.
Okay.
Kasi yun yung mga hindi natin pinag-aaralan eh. How we promote health and prevent disease. Or parang ganito, yung gusto natin, labanan niya ang COVID. Teka muna, pwede rin natin siyang hindi i-attract. No? Pag lumakad ka sa labas, makakita ka ng mga taong grasa. Walang mask, walang shield, diba?
Correct. Mas madami
Walang
nga sila
malaki.
ngayon, Dok, sa labas.
Oo. Pero wala ring COVID. Bakit? Kasi yung
True.
COVID, ang gusto niya, asukal. So pag wala kang asukal, kahit i-invite mo siya sa katawan mo, will not come in. At yun yung mahalagang maintindihan natin. A lot of what we eat prior to our starting the program, notice sinabi na nila, no? A lot of what's sold on the groceries, on the supermarket, would be loaded with sugar. And if we were to remove the produce that has sugar in it, we would end up having just 20% remaining on the shelf. Diba? Ganun karami. So, ang dami-daming sugar. Tapos gusto natin yan maintindihan eh. Whenever we create energy, we actually combine what we eat, what we drank, and yung oxygen that we inhale. Ngayon, everything we eat, we put on the mouth, will be converted to sugar before it enters the blood. No? And the rate of conversion is on need basis, meaning kahit anong kainin mo, gagawin asukal kung kailan mo kailangan ng asukal, except kung ang kinain mo asukal. So pag ang kinain mo asukal, amount taken equals blood level. Kung ano yung sinubo mo, ganun karami yung nasa dugo mo. Say for example, we used to pound rice. Ano? Hindi ko sinasabi we will pound rice. Meron ng dehaling machine. So easily you can access unpolished rice on the groceries. So, ngayon, pinrocess na siya. What's left of the rice that we're eating now would just be sugar. So kung halimbawa, 1 cup of white rice ang kinain mo, that's 1 cup of sugar into the blood. So ano mangyayari sa blood mo? Your blood turns sticky. Eh kung sticky siya, ito yung puso mo. Ang ibobomba niya, malapot na dugo. Di walang choice yung puso mo, kundi i-pump it hard. Then you go to doctor, mahinang pumping. O sige, inahan natin yung pumping mo. Di mababa nga yung blood pressure mo. But then, can you imagine how much blood can you expel kung hinaan mo habang malapot yung dugo mo? Then you will be delivering a lot less blood supply to all your body parts. Halimbawa, and when the heart pumps blood, it preferentially perfuse first the brain. O paano kung yung boyfriend o asawa nyo nakalimutan yung birthday nyo? Di ang ibig sabihin yan, teka muna, bakit niya nakalimutan? O kulang yung light sa brain, di ba? Next question, ang bababae ba yan? Huwag na kayo matakot, hindi na yung makakapambabae kasi down there, he would not have a supply. Kasi preferentially perfuse the brain. So dati, tikas ng Pinoy. Hindi ba? Ngayon, yung erectile dysfunction is a big problem. Bakit? Kasi ang daming Pinoy yan ang kinakain eh. Tapos
Sugar.
magkakaka ka. Di ba?
Sugar pa yun.
When you control the pressure, then cardiac output will be much less. And since it preferentially perfuse the brain, kung konti na yung parang ganon, we would always talk about what food do we eat to prevent Alzheimer's. That's assuming patent yung path papunta doon sa brain. Paano kung the heart cannot pump enough para makarating sa brain? Diba? So, however much you took para sa brain energy, hindi siya aabot. So, ang kailangan natin, maintindihan, una, hindi dapat lumapot yung dugo. So, the body actually, at the start, pag dumami yung nakain mong matamis, at the start, the body calls on the pancreas, and the pancreas would release insulin. And insulin will get the sugar off your blood para hindi siya sticky, kaya hindi tataas yung blood pressure mo. But then, the sugar is not evaporated. It's just transferred to the liver. Sa liver, ang tawag doon glycogen. And glycogen converts to cholesterol, and the cholesterol created from glycogen is the bad cholesterol. Bakit siya tinatawag na bad? Kasi siya yung dumidikit sa ugat. So what happens to your blood vessel? Kung ganito siya dapat kaluwag, pag nilagyan natin siya ng sebo dyan, ng cholesterol plaque, sisikip siya. So when the heart pumps blood, obligado siya to pump it harder. Nagkakamali lang ng tibok ang puso sa pag-ibig. Pero kung lalakasan o hinaan, hindi. Di ba?
Oops! Ilag!
Oh.
Yun.
So, parang gano'n lang, di ba? So, kung malapot yung dugo, masikip ang ugat, then the heart doesn't have a choice but to pump it harder. Should you be taking medicine to decrease cardiac contraction, then we will sacrifice output. Di ba? Kukunti yung supply. At yun yung mahalaga maintindihan natin yan. Kasi yung LDL na nababasa nyo sa blood test, yun yung low density lipoprotein, that's the bad cholesterol. Para hindi na tayo ma-confuse, ano yung HDL, alin ang good at bad dun sa high density o low density. I'll give you a second name to LDL. Let's call it lechon de leche para mabilis na matanda.
Okay, let's
Lechon de leche na naman ang mataas. So that's fat coming from the sugar you stored. Diba? So, parang ganon. Eh, Dok, sabi mo naman on need basis ang conversion ng sugar sa mga kinain natin. Tama, on need basis. Eh, paano? Pero kung sugar na yung kinain mo, di wala ng conversion. Diba? So, yun yung kung bakit gusto natin mag-unpolished rice. Kasi yung unpolished rice, so yun yung initial na gusto natin i-promote more than anything else. Kasi yung unpolished rice, pag meron tayong 50 kilos na palay, pag dati-dati, binabayo natin. But ngayon, meron naman dehaling machine. So we're so able to recover from 50 kilos of palay, 40 to 45 kilos of something that's healthy. Whereas kung pinalish siya, ang nare-recover natin 20 to 25 of something that doesn't have anything except sugar. That's why even the Department of Health would want that fortified. Kasi wala raw laman eh. So they would want to add iron, zinc, and vitamin A. But iron, zinc, and vitamin A is very much a component of the unpolished rice. Not only that, it has bran that protects the rice from allowing sugar to enter our blood when it's not yet needed. So, parang ganon. Kahit marami kang kinain, kung kailan mo kailangan, doon lang siya papasok. So, hindi ka maya-maya nagugutom.
Oh, wow.
Kasi, pag white rice yung kinain mo, lahat papasok, tapos itatago yung sobra. Hindi mo kaagad matawag. Whereas, kung nandiyan siya, nag-aabang lang siya, kung meron siya, kailangan doon siya papasok, kahit tumakad ka ng matagal, mapapansin mo, yung mga kababayan natin before, when we go to their places in the hinterlands, pag nakiwa ka sa kanila, notice wala silang baon, wala rin silang tubig. Kasi yung bigas natin, yung unpolished rice, pag sinain natin siya, instead of 1:1 na tubig, 1:2. So yung naturally bound na tubig na pumasok sa katawan mo, pag unpolished rice, kaya hindi ka madaling mauhaw, ay marami kesa kung 1:1 na bigas na kinain mo. Now, not only would the bran protects your rice from allowing sugar to enter not yet needed, it also has the B complex. Tapos ang pagkakaiba, pag umiinom ka kasi ng supplement, B1, B3, B6, na nakalagay sa capsule, pag bumukas na yung capsules, kanya-kanya na sila ng pasok. And your small intestine is about 7 to 9 meters long. So pag pumasok sila, kung hindi sila magkakasama, papasok sila sa circulatory system, ang blood flow unidirectional. Kung sa first meter pumasok yung isa, sa second meter yung isa, hindi sila magkikita dun sa loob, ang chance na hindi sila magkita malaki. But should they be naturally bound together, pagpasok nila, kuyog.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
it's the collective action. I'm not saying your B1 will not work. It will also work the B1 task. It will also do the B3 task. It will also do the B6 task. But the joint task of melting the fat, hindi niya magagawa. At yun yung kung paano natin minimelt yung fat. Hindi lang sa bilbil, pati doon sa lumen ng blood vessels because the fats deposited, the plaques deposited on the lumen of our blood vessels simply do not melt with the exercises. That's how we see a lot of cardiovascular accidents happening from among our athletes. Diba? Kaya ang daming nadidisgrasya kasi seemingly fit. Pero yung fat dun sa blood vessels, hindi yun na melt.
That's right.
Diba? So you're forcing your heart to work against a very strong resistance. So magfe-fail siya, mapapagod siya talaga kaagad. And yun yung gusto nating maintindihan. Kung bakit yung mga kababayan natin sa mga bundok, kasi ang kinakain nila kamote, kamote lang naman ang kinakain nila, bakit mas malakas? Complex carb naman kasi yung kamote. So, ang pasok mo sa need basis. While it may not have the complex B1, B3, B6 together, wala naman siyang tabang lulusawin
Correct.
Wala naman tindahan dun so hindi naman niya kailangan yung action na yun. Unless and until. So dito sa syudad, we still would like people to buy unpolished rice. And kaya sinasabi natin, kailangan ng holistic na pagtingin kasi hindi pwedeng kanya-kanya tayo ng trabaho rito. Diba? Kailangan yung education sector, kailangan yung agricultural sector, and even the local government units to really put something into this, to put health work para i-sustain sila. Otherwise, ubusin natin yung pera natin kakabili ng gamot.
Correct, Doc. Wow. Thank you so much, Doc Balingit, for all of this information. Sobrang ang dami-dami. Ako personally, I've heard this before with you when we had our classes in teens. But hearing this again from you is just something that reminds me of talagang ang daming bad effect actually ng sugar sa katawan ng tao, no, Doc? And I have a lot of viewers now na I just want to have a shout out for those people who are watching us right now.
Yes,
please. Me, and Zarina, to my unicorn titas, hello, my lovely friends, thank you for tuning in, and to RC, and then to my mom and my relatives in Caloocan, they are watching right now, and they're learning so many things right now when you're talking about this, Doc. Ang dami-dami mong sinishare ngayon na kumbaga parang
kasi baka na ako imbitahan ulit para isang buhos na lang.
Of course not, Doc. Babalikan ka namin. Marami tayong topic na pag-uusapan. But nevertheless, I think we'll have another question for you. Yes, na medyo nawala siya. So, ako na lang ulit ang magtatanong.
Wala pa ba ako? Wala pa ako.
Okay, nandiyan na siya. So, yes, Pink, do you have another question for Dr. Balingit? I'm sure lalo tayong parang ang dami natin realization right now. So, go ahead, Pink. Please ask Dr. Balingit.
Yes, but before anything else, again, I'd like to shout out my friends, my co-fisters, my light group, my Bible study group, and also, andyan pa ba ako? Din de las Piñas, hi, Dr. Balingit daw, talked about healing through food sa ADB last June. Yan, and also, Zarina Malyari, thank you for making a watch party with our YouTube live streaming. And my next question, Doc, is, what are the specific ways po ba na pwedeng approach na gawin namin, holistic approach in understanding our health and food culture, no? How do you do it in your own home personally? Like simple ways lang to do it at home in this present situation.
Kami kasi lahat naka-unpolished rice, Parang kailangan mo i-explain, sa lahat ng member ng family. Kailangan malinaw yun Bakit tayo mag-unpolished rice? And every time na merong nagkakasakit, kailangan nating i-point out ano yung ginawa that created the problem. Hindi pwedeng bibigyan ko lang siya ng gamot without saying na eto yan so that next time it happens again, alam mo na. So it's a choice.
Mhm.
Kung gusto mo maulit yan, di bahala ka. But I can tell you na kung hindi mo uulitin, hindi rin yan mauulit mangyari. Para alam lang
Yeah.
natin i-prevent yung mga cascades ng events dun sa pamilya. Tapos, then kami rin, lahat kami ay na lumalahok para magluto. Ano? Tapos kung ano yung favorite namin, halimbawa, gusto mo nang i-discuss bakit hindi raw food.
Okay.
No?
Go
So yung
ahead,
iba,
Doc.
so, bakit hindi raw food? Kasi una, yung gulay natin, ang laman niya lamig. Yung gulay sa malamig na lugar, ang laman niya init. So they can be eaten raw. And a lot of our resources, food resources, will be rendered useless kung hindi tayo magluluto. Imagine nyo, kakain tayo ng laing na hilaw. Walang patinog. Di ba? So marami tayong mga, di ba? Marami tayong yaman sa paligid na hindi natin nagagamit kasi nag-start tayong kumain ng raw. Di ba? At mapapansin nyo, we also don't juice. In fact, sa Tagalog o sa Filipino, walang salitang juice. Bakit? Kasi nga, ang laman ng ating gulay, lamig. So, we would tend to cook and cook well. So, kahit saan tayo, halimbawa, we go to the Ilocano region, pinakbet yung kanilang pagkain, madalas. And hindi mo yan mapapakilbet, hindi mapapakulubot unless i-overcook mo. Pag pumunta ka sa Bicol, lahat ng ginataan nila, cooked well, di ba? Tapos pag narinig mo yung mga Bisaya, lauoy, laswa, parang na-overcook nga ang gulay yan. Diba? So, ganun siya kasi yung gulay natin may lamig. So, ituto natin a little. Para dadagdagan natin siya ng init so that it will be. Tapos, yung every time we say we resonate well with the environment, kasi yung mga gulay natin will be collecting the energies coming from the soil, the sun, di ba? Kaya, yun yung i-offer back niya sa atin. At yung kakainin natin, yung lahat ng waste, kahit nga yung carbon dioxide that we exhale, gagamitin ng halaman at ibabalik sa atin bilang oxygen. That's why the integrity of the environment, halimbawa, pag pumunta tayo sa the farm does not just offer you good food. It also offers you a good environment. Ano? Yung microbiome ng lugar, dahil naka-shield. Kung nasa taas yung mga viruses, hindi siya makababa kasi naka-cover ng foliage ng mga halaman na doon. We're an enclave of natural resources. Ang dami puno, ang dami whatever carbon dioxide we exhale, diba, into oxygen back. Tapos ayaw rin naman ng maraming bacteria, viruses, fungus na maraming oxygen. That's why hindi lang yung pagkain ang magpo-protect sa iyo, the very place protects you. That's why we call for integrity ng mga communities natin, kung sana sa maraming lugar natin, yung makaya pang protektahan ng mga puno, yung mga ganon, ay magawa natin ang paraan.
Yes. Wow. Ganun pala siya, Doc, no? Yung parang how we can actually create that kind of environment, no? We can really do that pala in our own home and create that kind of frequency that we need our body and to support our overall health and immune system. Doc, but I'd like to ask you, because last Sunday you mentioned this thing, and I'd like our viewers to have some more knowledge about these things or information. When you say biodiversity, why biodiversity is important for human life, and what do you mean by we need to have this? Yes, Doc.
Kasi may yung mga cascades ng events sa mga lugar natin. Halimbawa, pag nauso yung cholera, kung ang tugon lang natin ay gamot para sa cholera sa mga tao, o kaya naman ay gamot para sa tubig, water treatment para sa cholera, without looking into, teka muna, may sinira ka kasing forest, kaya natuyo yung gubat.
Okay.
Diba? So, kung hindi mo yan sinira, hindi sana yan nawala ng tubig na naging stagnant, na pamamahayan ng tapos ganun din, ano? Sa mga nabubuhay naman dun sa loob ng eco-community na yon, may mga bagay-bagay na nagaganap. Halimbawa, pag yung big whales naubos sa isang malaking dagat, ano? Pag nagde-decrease yung population niya, mula sa dati na pag sobra yung inanak niya ay kakainin niya, mapipilitan siyang kumain ng seal. Pag kinain niya yung seal, mawawala yung umuubos ng otters dun sa lugar. Tapos, pag wala, dadami yon, magsuserve siyang peste hanggang magkakascade yung mga bagay-bagay. So, dito rin sa mga forest natin, may mga ganyang events na kung saan, pag inubos mo yung kakain, inubos natin yung mga ibon, nadami yung kakain. Sa Palawan kasi, pag panahon ng anay, makikita mo nagsasalubong sa langit yung maraming ibon na kakain nila. So, kung inubos natin yung ibon, ay bahala kang anayin yung bahay mo. Kasi nakakain, mawawala. So, ganun din sa halaman. Meron ding mga halaman that would be helping control population. Let nature allows its own management ng control ng kanyang mga population. Hindi naman natin talaga kailangang makikialam. At kailangan diverse siya. Kasi kung halimbawa, sa karanasan, when we do herbal planting, pag puro herbs ang tinatanim ng mga magsasaka namin, halimbawa, sambong, pag ang lupa niya 3 hectares, tapos planted to all sambong, pepestihan niya kahit walang known peste ng sambong. So that every time we do programs like that in Palawan, they would have to submit land use design. Bakit? Kasi hindi pwedeng tamnan lang nila yan ng sambong. Hindi pwedeng lagundi lang. Kasi pag puro ganyan, pepeste. So, dapat yung interplay. Tapos ng mga bagay-bagay nag-exist. So, we would only allow maximum 500, parang half a hectare para dun sa kanilang tanim na herbal. The rest should be planted to rice and food. Parang nung natatanda mo, Judith, na nagpunta tayo sa Pangasinan.
Yes, Dok.
Ganay.
Ay, hindi ako kasama doon.
Hindi, ako lang.
Hindi kayo na.
Yung unang, Dok, ang konti naman ng mga gulay na tanim nila. Sabi ko, kasi iba-iba yung gulay. Kasi pag nagtanim tayo, parang yung farm mo should represent your plate. Diba?
Yeah.
Mas maraming kanin, araw-araw mo kinakain. Yung talong naman, hindi mo naman araw-araw kinakain. Yung okra, hindi mo araw-araw kinakain. So, konti sila para mag-represent ng variety dun sa plate mo. Kaya ganun siya nakaayos din. Kaya kahit ang mga magsasaka natin would have that agriculture. Diba? Hindi monoculture yung tanim sa bawat lupang meron sila. Kundi, ano yung kailangan nila based on karanasan nila that got transferred through the years, generation to generation. Ganito karami yung bigas, ganito karami yung halaman, tapos. And then we also do some sharing. In the communities, kaya halimbawa, fructose will be sugar. Pero sa mga communities natin, notice, pag merong isang puno ng santol, everybody owns that puno ng santol. Everybody can get fruits from that puno ng santol. Diba? So, dati-dati ganyan siya. Pag merong isang puno ng mangga, everybody owns that mango tree. Or meaning, have a share to that mango tree.
Yeah.
And ng mga tao natin. And we wanted that back para dun sa fellowship ng sharing.
Correct.
I think,
Doc,
yes, there's a question flashing right now, Doc, from one of our viewers. Pink, can you read it?
Yes, this is from Joy, also our or Midori Ikeda. How about the nutrients po from veggies na namamatay daw through cooking? Pag
Yes
niluto
po.
daw, namamatay daw
Nga,
po.
merong mga ganyang say na parang when you cook the vegetable too much, you are actually
Iba
diminishing.
yung gulay. Hindi, parang ganito. Iba yung gulay galing sa malamig na lugar kasi init ang laman niya. Pag niluto mo talaga, pwede yun. But they have not experimented on our vegetables. Yun yung problema. They transfer the same thoughts on the vegetables we have when in fact, they do not even know what we have. At yun yung mahalagang maintindihan natin dyan. Hindi mo naman ginamit yung gulay namin. Kung totoo yan, bakit kami mas malakas sa'yo? Di ba? Bakit or eating cooked food? Di ba? Kung namatay yung
Okay.
nutrients, teka muna, kung walang nutrients yung kinakain nila, di ba? How can they have, pag pumunta ka sa mga lugar ng mga katutubo natin, notice, they don't even take a bath every day, but they have better looking skin. Di ba? Tapos pag tinignan mo, ang titibay ng ngipin. Di
Yes.
ba? Ang titigas ng ngipin. Pero pag nasira na kasi, because we've introduced some commodities that traditionally they do not have, or they are, automatic ang i-blame natin. Kasi wala siyang pambili ng toothbrush at saka toothpaste. Diba? When it was actually the commodities that we've introduced to them that created the problem. Pero walang
Yes.
ganung diba? At mahalaga yung maintindihan natin. Kasi historically, parang ganito rin sa mga babaeng buntis. Historically, parang ganyan doon sa question na yan. When we've been cooking vegetable, and historically, women had been delivering 7 to 27 children. Nagbabayo ng bigas, nagigib ng tubig, nagsisipak ng kahoy, nag-aarmirol ng kumot. Beat that. Di ba? Tapos, pag sinabi mo sa akin, namatay yung nutrients, really.
Okay.
Di ba? And nutrients deficit food that we've been eating. Kasi, mahusay tayong lahi. And in fact, pag nakita mo, the very recent SEA Games that happened here allows us to gather more gold medals than before. Kasi a lot of our native people were able to participate kasi dito ginawa. Eh, syempre, walang birth certificate yan. Wala yung passport. Diba? So, but they were able to participate because it was conducted here. And we've just shown that a lot of our indigenous people were stronger than most.
Correct.
Without
Yes.
formal, di ba? Walang formal training, but they won. Ganun tayo kalakas. And we used to be like that until we changed.
Yes, thank you, Doc, for answering the question of one of our viewers. I'd like to go back again, Doc, to the time that when we went to Pangasinan, when you brought all your students there. I personally noticed this, and I wanted you to share this to our viewers. Kasi dalawang farm, Doc, if you remember, dalawang farm yung pinuntahan. The very first farm, that's where I commented you that bakit ang konti ng mga ginugrow dito, and you explained it nga na yun yung rationale behind it, so dapat may variety. And then you brought us to another, let's not quote names here, Doc, but you brought the group to another farm that it's well designed na pagpasok ko. Pero my vivid experience there, Doc, actually yung sasakyan yung van, kasi dalawang van yung dala. Papasok natin, nilalangaw yung buong yung lugar. Sabi ko, parang I know you do that, Doc. And then when we got but the second farm was it was designed, well, para siyang resort, diba, Doc, na tapos yung pinuntahan namin unang farm, yun yung parang nasa kalye, open lang siya. Oo, pero I didn't see any flies going around there. Nandun lahat yung pagkain inilatag dun. Dun kami kumain sa gitna ng park. Tapos ang hangin lang niya. Pero bare, as in, ano siya, kumbaga parang sobrang
I remember somebody saying, di ba, natanda mo, somebody said, are these good food? Sabi kong ganon.
Yes,
Sa
that's right.
palagay mo, if that's not good food, bakit walang langaw where we are at the moment? Notice walang
Very,
langaw where we are at the
yes.
moment. Hindi tayo naka-enclose. Walang screen yung space na where we were. Tapos, wala lang. Bukas lang na gano'n. And we're beside a fish pond. We're beside a canal, a flowing water. Di ba yung
Yes.
parang yung galing sa lababong tubig, we're just flowing beside us. Tapos merong bata. Look at that young boy na katabi natin, ha? Wala ngang tsinelas, pero walang galis.
Yes, very flawless, diba? So,
Flawless.
yeah, when you brought us to this second, another farm that, ano siya to ka, parang,
Manicured.
oo, talagang may pader siya and everything, Doc. And sobrang ang daming decorative yung may mga plants there. But
And then
yet,
we were asked to eat, di ba? Tapos
yes,
yung pagkain niya, nagsalubong yung nabusog ng langaw at saka yung nagugutom pa.
sabi
Sa
ko,
paano kayo nabusog.
personally,
Sabi ko,
Doc,
bahala kayo dyan. Sabi ko, get your own reflection on this kasi mahalagang maintindihan nyo
Correct.
how really nature balances everything. At hindi yan tungkol sa ugas lang, tungkol sa mga kung ano-anong ginagawa natin, but tungkol yan dun sa integrity ng mga kinakain natin. And how, di ba, the frequency resonate well with the environment.
that was a very good educational trip that you did for all your students, Doc. I personally really noticed the difference. I see it because when the very first part that you brought us, talagang kitang-kita ko yung physically, Doc. But yeah, I believe you intended us for us to see that, to experience that, to reflect because it's not how much you design or you put in, how you construct the place eh. Makikita mo yung the balance of nature. Ang daming langaw. Bakit dun sa isa open walang kalangaw-langaw na parang you can eat barely there and yun yung sinabi mo na you will see now the difference. You will really, now that you see, now that you know the difference, makikita mo ngayon, nature really works with this kind of setup. So pag pumupunta kayo na ako ng farm, pag nakikita ko kahit ang ganda-ganda ng pagkakaiba, sabihin ko, merong dito, merong hindi organic kayong pinapakain dito sa mga natural.
Kasi may langaw.
Ganun, nung time na yon, when you guys were practicing what you've learned, di ba? Nagbago rin naman lahat ng itsura nyo. So that when you saw mainstream doctors in that same place, di ba? Iba naman talaga yung itsura ng mga naturopaths na kasama ko. Di ba?
Yes, Doc. Magbabago ang itsura mo paging natural.
Di ba? Parang pag lumakad ka, ayan yung mga naturopaths. Oh, parang pag nagdaan nyo, ayan yung mga naturopath. Ayan yung mga... Diba kasi may ibang itsura eh. Diba? And sabi ko nga, we carry a brand. And we should carry a brand. Oo.
Correct.
Wellness. Ano? And yun yung gusto natin. Ayaw natin na hindi natural yung kaya naturopath kayo kasi dapat natural kayo.
That's right. Yes.
Doc.
All natural tayo, Doc. Everything about us without all natural.
Correct. As much as possible, natural.
Yes. Anyway, so yes, Pink, do you have other question for our very generous, lovely doctor or our guest here right now? Doc, thank you so much again.
Dami.
Yes, go ahead, Pink.
Okay, Doc. You told us before. I remember this in our lesson in PINS before. The food cycles and how they must be attuned to our environment and the rhythm of our lives through be attuned to the environment. So, can you explain it in layman's terms to our viewers? Our food cycles.
So parang ganito, mahalaga rin na maunawaan ng mga tao na yung mga tumutubo sa isang panahon, yun kasi ang kailangan natin. So we would have food coming out only during certain times of the year kasi that's what we needed during those times. Di ba? Parang
Okay.
yung singkamas, no? Lalabas siya kung kailan mainit na mainit kasi kailangan natin ma-hydrate ng gustong-gusto. Tapos, pag malamig na, wala na siya. So, a lot of the at kailangan maintindihan rin ng mga tao yan by talking to our people dun sa mga magsasaka. Hindi pwedeng ang kausap lang. At yun yung malungkot dun sa kwento natin kasi ang pinag-aaralan natin ay kultura, ay mga data na galing sa ibang bansa, no? Na hindi ko minsan appropriate sa meron tayo rito at ina-adapt natin lahat, i-embrace natin lahat. And it's high time that we look into what we have, we listen to our people and see and look back to our history and even to our study, even those cycles that we have para sama-sama natin baguhin at palayain sa hirap yung bayan natin. Kasi tayong mahirap because we feed on their produce. Mahalaga na tayo na ang magpakain sa ating sarili mula sa sarili nating ani.
Correct. That's a very
Natin yung
words.
unawain natin siya.
Yeah, I agree. No? Very inspirational tong sinabi mo na and very knowledge, very informative because that's very true. No, yung mga pagkain talaga natin here in the Philippines, we have to really understand and become knowledgeable. Ano ba yung mga tumutubo na kailangan ng during that specific time because that's what our body needs that. But on the other hand, also tayong kasi mga Pilipino, nagkaroon na tayo ng ganitong concept na whatever the other or our karatig mga kabansa, yun yung mga sinusunod nating prinsipyo pagdating sa diet, nutrition, healthy way of living. Where in fact, kung talagang i-embrace lang natin our real thing, the real culture when it comes to having a good health, overall health system, dito mismo sa bansa natin, here in the Philippines, we can learn so much and we can, bakit pa tayo lalabas kung mismo nakikita dito mismo, we can see that from the indigenous people, sa mga
Correct.
natin, na they are very strong people. In fact, yung mga people who are not contracted with this virus right now, I believe Palawan is one of the free COVID place right now. Na sila yung there are practicing indigenous lifestyle up to this date na talagang whatever they have in their environment, that's what they eat and they can live a normal life as it was before bago pa magkaroon ng ganitong pandemic. And that alone is something to reflect on from us here watching them, di ba? Na bakit sila ganon? Di ba? Within the country, bakit sila, they can live a normal life and they can function well. They are not in that quarantine mode and they are healthy and not living in fear na when they go out, makakapag sila ng virus. It is because there must be something with that what they practice. We Filipino, we should become more in tune to what we have. And let's look at our people in the province, in our mainly it's not only the province, but the indigenous one. Because
the tribes, no? Mga tribo.
yes, sila talaga yung they're living up to this day what our ancestral been doing to live a healthy lifestyle even way before. Ang ating mga kanununuan, they live hundred of years. They die of old age. Not they didn't die because they are sick. They die. They have to die. They have to have the physical body, but they are really practicing the how to live healthy through the healing power of nature of what we have here.
Correct.
So, Doc, again, thank you very much. You know, hearing this, I heard this from you in our class, and so much realization, so much. You know, when I heard this from you when you spoke to our class during that time, what really got me in is to value, to appreciate, and to love the love for the country. You know, the love for people, the love for what we have, the one that we have really, the give them importance, and also to change the perspective of those people people that lagi natin tinitignan nilalabas sa TV na sila yung mga kawawa. But well, in fact,
Correct.
they are the strongest, they are the healthiest. Mukhang tayo yung kailangan mag-shift ng understanding, you know? And thank you
Correct,
again, Doc.
correct.
I'm very much sure that a lot of viewers
Pero
right
mahalaga
yeah,
rin maintindihan natin na ito ay God's provision. And at the
yeah,
end of the day,
Yes.
we
yeah,
give all this glory back to Him. And we thank Him
right.
for all this. And yung passion ko to teach this is just following His wish na, teka muna, pakilala mo yung abundance that I so provided for your people.
That's true. That's a very nice word,
Correct.
Doc. I That's why Doc Pink and I, the Naturopaths in Manila, we support this advocacy, and we're very very grateful for the time that you've given us since last Sunday and today. And of course, definitely, Doc, we're going to invite you again to this platform, and we're going to really know that as your students, we continue to follow everything that you've taught us, and we continue to share that to all our family, people around us, and our people we love the most. We share that kind of knowledge, information, and also the passion and understanding of what we have here in
Mhm.
so much that we can really live, we can thrive, and not living in fear, especially at this point in time. So again, Doc, thank you very much for your time, for your
Ako
presence.
rin, thank you so much for giving me this chance to advocate.
Yes,
Maraming salamat
Pink.
sa platform.
Go ahead, Pink.
Yes, Doc, would like to give you the floor then, Doc, to invite the people where to contact you, where to follow you. Yes, Doc,
Actually,
invite natin sila.
wala akong sariling website, but I can be found at the farm at San Benito. It's a
Mhm.
holistic medical wellness center that really do a lot of immune intelligence work sa panahon ng pandemic. And just key in the farm at San Benito. Facebook, Facebook o kaya
Okay, Doc.
Google the farm at San Benito, and we're there waiting for you to get you
Yes.
to get to introduce you to your immune intelligence and
Are you
enhance
there?
your immune capacity.
Alright.
Are you there every day, Doc? In San Benito de Pasig?
I'm usually there 4 or 5 times a week. So
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
ang
So,
chance that
thank
I'm there when they go ay malaki. Oo.
Okay.
But we would
Mhm.
have we would have doctors like me there.
Oh wow.
At
Okay,
kami,
Doc.
we
Soon,
see
Doc.
the same.
Yes.
Oo.
Yes. So
We're about the same. Oo.
yeah.
Halos kami will be singing the same song.
Yes.
Okay, Doc.
Thank.
So, thank
Yes.
you.
First. Go ahead, Pink. Yes. Please invite them.
Yes, Doc, I really, in this discussion, kwentuhan that we had today and last Sunday, sobrang, I relearned again, I was reminded again na we're very, we don't have to, ano yun, mag-isip ng masyadong komplikado to be empowered in this situation. What we have right now, just look up, and then look around you, andyan na yung sagot kung paano ba tayo makaka-adapt kung ano man yung meron ngayon na sitwasyon. So like the gulay that we have here in the Philippines, kung saan province tayo, pwedeng bumalik tayo doon kung pwede. Or of course, it's about just really realizing na, lahat naman ginawa ng Diyos para maging maayos tayong lahat na ginawa niya. So, thank you, Doctor, for really being so generous with your time to us. This is really important to us. No? This is our own way to, help everyone, and to share to everyone what we have also in naturopathy in our school. And really glad to have this show every week. And yeah, hopefully, and I'm sure pala, Now we will be inviting you again for another topic, of course, about
Okay.
Yes,
gulay, about your kitchen clinic, Doc Susan's
yes.
kitchen clinic.
Oo nga, Doc. Para
Okay.
bigyan mo kami ng mga sa next, ayan na, inaano na namin
Ng
para our
recipes.
viewers.
Yeah.
Oo, recipe, Docs, and yung mga how to cook those things like what you did.
Pero
Yes, recipes
huwag
naman
natin
next
kalimutan
time.
din na para sa lupa para sa magsasaka. No?
Yes, that's
So,
right.
kailangan din samahan nyo kami na
Correct.
plan for the tillers. Ano? Lupa para sa magsasaka. Kung hindi nyo naman ginagamit, bigay nyo na sa kanila. No?
Yes,
O
that's right.
kaya,
Yes,
pasaka
correct.
natin o collectively sa mga communities na may bakanting lupa, hayaan nating matamnan yung mga bakanting lupa.
Yes, and I'd
Oh,
like to also let our viewers know for those who are interested to learn about this whole thing about this naturopathy and learning the indigenous nutrition.
correct.
Actually, at PINS, at the Philippine Institute of Naturopathic Sciences, there's an online classes that all the things that Dr. Balingit was sharing a while ago and more in an in-depth manner, you can learn this at the Institute or the Philippine Institute of Naturopathic Sciences. I think Pink will flash the contacts of the Philippine Institute of Naturopathic Sciences. You can inquire there. You can
Yes.
message or inquire to Liza or Miss Emma. Dr. Balingit, she has the parang online class happening there. If you just tell that you want to learn the all the lesson of Dr. Susan Balingit, and the pins will provide that. And for next week on Sunday, we will have our guest for next week will be teacher JC De Leon. He is a founder of a Conscious Spirit Yoga and Medical co-director of he will be our guest. So everyone, tune in with us. Learn more about the Yin Yoga from our one of our mentor, also from Medical Yoga. So there you go. The piece. Ang gulo natin. Okay, so there you go. The pins. You can call our. This is the contact if you want to learn more about. Dr. Balingit had shared
Nawala
this.
si Doc. Umalis tuloy.
Umalis na si Doc. Hindi na siya naghintay. But anyway, Ping, we had a very great morning today. We had so much thing that we
Mm.
learned from Dr. Susan Balingit. It was a very insightful information that she shared with us. Of course, she is one of our mentors in Philippine Institute of Naturopathic Sciences. So right now, we're gonna say goodbye to all our viewers. Thank you very much for continuously watching us, and please tune in every Sunday 8 o'clock in the afternoon and every Tuesday in 10 o'clock in the morning. We're going to always provide you a very insightful information that will help you at this point in time. So yes, Pink.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, going back, always going back to our podcast every Sundays and every Tuesdays. 3 p.m. Sunday, Tuesday, 10 a.m. Thank you, guys. We really so always excited and grateful to do this live streaming with you. And of course, thank you so much, JM, for doing this with me, right?
Oh,
And of
of
course,
course.
yeah, we love doing this.
Of
and,
course, definitely.
and again, thank you so much. See you again this coming Sunday. Bye.
Bye.